This is my presentation on the influence of rock music on the hip hop community. You may not expect the guy dressed in all black and wearing makeup to have any influence over a young street kid wearing a basketball jersey, but I'm here to tell you that it happened. My favorite genre of music would have to be country music, although my next in line would be rock and roll and hip hop. Rock music has always had a profound influence on hip hop, which, while obvious to some, is a lesser known fact to many. Since its early days, rap music has sampled instrumentation from rock songs in order to make their beats or instrumentals. Rapper's Delight by the Sugar Hill Gang is considered to be the very first rap or hip hop song. But before it was a solidified genre, where did it chart? It was placed on the rock and roll genres chart due to its clear influence and similarities between the two genres. Run DMC was the first group to show this bridge between genres. Their song Rock Box had some terrific guitar riffs from Eddie Martinez and really brought that rock and roll sound into the hip hop genre. Run DMC would also go on to collaborate with the legendary rock band Aerosmith. They took Aerosmith's song Walk This Way and made it their own by rapping their own verses in between Steven Tyler's vocals that they kept for the chorus. The Beastie Boys had a very unique rock rap sound. Songs like Fight for Your Right and No Sleep Till Brooklyn feature hard, almost heavy metal guitar riffs with the three group members rapping the lyrics. Today, the Beastie Boys are considered one of the greatest hip-hop ensembles of all time. The rap rock genre would take off following the Beastie Boys' success with bands such as Cake, seen on the left, or Linkin Park to the right. Cake's first album, big album let's say, Fashion Nugget, featured rap rock hits such as The Distance and Nugget. Linkin Park is well known for having choruses that sound like rock and roll and verses that sound like hip hop. They have many hits including Numb, What I've Done, and In the End. Gorillaz was a duo between a musician named Damon Albarn to the left and an illustrator who created the fictitious band named Jamie Hewlett on the right. Their style wasn't necessarily rap rock, but they blended the two genres seamlessly. They had many songs where Albarn would randomly pass the microphone over to a rapper to change the mood from their indie rock style. Clint Eastwood featured a rapper named Del the Funky Homo Sapien, and Feel Good Inc. featured the iconic rap group De La Soul. After rock musicians began making rap songs, rappers began making rock songs. Lil Wayne actually released an entire rock and roll album called Rebirth. Although it was controversial and was not universally well received at its initial release, it is now one of his more celebrated works. This album features tons of rap rock hits, including Knockout, Drop the World featuring Eminem, and Prom Queen. Prom Queen not only entered the Billboard Hot 100 hip-hop singles, but also charted in the top 100 for rock music as well. Many other rappers have released rock-inspired albums since Lil Wayne. The late XXXTentacion, pictured on the left, released an album titled 17, which featured rock rap hits like Jocelyn Flores, Save Me, and F Love. The late Lil Peep, pictured here in the center, fused hip-hop with punk rock. His albums Hellboy and Come Over When You're Sober featured a lot of hit songs like Ben's Truck and The Bright Side. Lil Peep's sound was so unique because he would have very bass-heavy beats accompanied by guitar melodies, and he topped it all off with a very 90s grunge-sounding voice. Smiles, pictured on the right, is continuing this style now, with his new punk rock album titled You're in My World. Smiles caught attention for his stellar rapping and guitar shredding skills after he released the song Back to Reality earlier this year. A lot of modern hip-hop producers use rock and roll guitar riffs in their instrumentals. Turbo, on the top far left, produced the song Sold Out Dates by Gunna and Lil Baby on the far right bottom. That featured guitars throughout the entire song, and this song would later peak at number 4 on the Billboard Hot 100 charts. Zeus produced the song Fortnite by Polo G, both of them are pictured in the middle, that has an actual guitar solo during the song's introduction. And Marshmello, on the top far right, posthumously produced a Juice WRLD, bottom far right, song called Come and Go. This song is considered to be almost more rock than hip hop due to the guitar melodies doing more for the beat than the synthesizers and bass, which typically supports a rap song. Fashion in hip hop is heavily influenced by rock and roll. Travis Scott, Playboi Carti, and Kanye West all employ this style. Yet, the most unique adaptation of this style is definitely from Trippie Redd. His punk streetwear style is definitely attention-grabbing. As you can see, he has razor-sharp dental grills that mimic a shark, spiked chokers, bracelets, and chains, and uses extremely unique hairstyles, such as his devil horns, like many punk rock artists. Lil Uzi Vert is one of, if not the, most iconic rapper of this decade so far. All of his music is clearly hip-hop based on the bass-heavy instrumentals and lyrical content. It is quite noticeable that Lil Uzi uses a 90s grunge-style delivery when rapping. He almost sings some of his lyrics. Famed hip-hop interviewer Nardwuar asked Lil Uzi which rappers inspire his music the most. None, Lil Uzi said, as he began listing a plethora of heavy metal rock artists. He primarily focused on Marilyn Manson here in the center and G.G. Allin on the far right. Lil Uzi Vert embodied their spirits into his music, as he has a very anti-establishment and counterculture message just like them. He also enjoys the wildly controversial stage antics that G.G. Allin sets the bar for. G.G. Allin used to break bottles over his head and defecate himself. Lil Uzi Vert doesn't go quite that far, but he did have an extremely large diamond implanted into his forehead just to promote an album one time. Nowadays, we have rappers even referring to themselves as rock stars instead of rappers. DaBaby and Roddy Ricch, on the left side, made a song titled Rockstar. Post Malone and 21 Savage, on the right, also released a song under the same name. Here on the left we have Travis Scott, and on the right we have Black Youngsta. They refer to themselves as rock stars throughout their single Coordinate, which was also a charting song. It is no secret that hip-hop is derived from rock, but to see these influences laid out, both musical and stylistic, can be very eye-opening to what the gravity of this influence actually is.